The new TLC series follows important weight loss journeys of several individuals in desperate need of help. It's called Dangerously Obese. Today, I have renowned surgeon Dr. Charles Procter. Good morning, doctor. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Good morning.
Well, great. First of all, tell us about this series, Dangerously Obese.
So my hope is, we've all seen some of these weight loss journey television shows on TLC and other channels, and people say, okay, what's different about this one? This one's different because for the first time, I was really able to say, listen, I want people to understand what's going on behind these patients, not just the journey to surgery and them losing some weight, but understand what is the why. What made them come to this decision that, you know what, my life is not headed in the right direction. I'm extremely unhealthy. It's, dangerously obese is, I think, an apt name for this. And how am I going to change my life? What is the why behind why I want to do this? And I think that's going to come across in this show. So we've been able to step out of the office a little bit, step out of the operating room, and get into the lives of patients and me getting involved with them to really, really understand what this journey is all about.
Without giving too much away, give us an example of one of the young people that you helped who was actually obese. Because I'm seeing the picture behind you there. Yeah.
So, we have the very first episode is going to be a mother-daughter combo who live together down in South Georgia. I was able to go down and do a house call with them because both of them were not in physical condition. They could get all the way back up to Atlanta to see me. And this was a real appointment. And I realized in talking to them that their lives were basically set up around their weight and their lack of mobility. And it required other family members taking time out of their lives to make sure that this mother and daughter were going to be okay. And not only that, this mother and daughter just sort of thought this is normal. This is how our lives are supposed to be, and not realizing how much more there was out there beyond their door. And when they finally made that decision, okay, this is what we need to do, and the transformation it made in their lives, I think everybody's going to be engaged with that.
Doctor, interesting question. How do people get to this point of being obese? What is going through their
You know,
mind?
Yeah, it's a question I get all the time. And the way you put that, what's going through their mind, it's never a personal decision to say, hey, listen, I'm going to become 300, 400 pounds overweight. It is a combination of hormones, genetics, our food supply, drugs that can cause weight gain. No matter how it is we get there, once that excess body fat is added, our bodies are going to do the work of trying to help or maintain that amount of body weight. You've noticed that every time you go on a diet, you'll lose X amount of weight, but you always seem to come back where you started from. That's just how the body works. Similar analogy would be if you went and donated blood at the blood bank today, we would decrease your red blood cell level, but 2 weeks later, it's going to be back where it started. We don't have the ability right now to control personally our body fat levels. Now, you can always add more because the body sees that as protective, but losing it's always going to be temporary. What we understand now that we're doing with bariatric surgery or weight loss surgery is we're actually resetting those body fat levels back to normal again.
Speaking of that, let's talk about the surgery. Tell us a little bit about that.
So there are several different procedures that we do. Folks out there who may have done a little bit of research into this may have heard terms like sleeve gastrectomy, gastric bypass, duodenal switch, SATI, these types of things. These are all very different operations that at one time were focused on reduction of intake by shrinking the stomach and so forth. What we realize now what we're doing is not that so much as we are resetting the body's body fat levels back to normal again. But each of these operations can be fine-tuned or customized for a particular patient. I always have to tell patients, if we only did one operation and that operation was perfect for everybody, that we'd be living in a fantasy land. There are certain operations that are going to be geared towards patients. The patients you're going to see on the show mostly had a very aggressive operation called a duodenal switch, and we'll get into that a little bit on the show.
I mean, this whole thing is interesting because Americans outweigh Europeans by so much. So I can see the obesity here in the US, but not so much in European countries. Is there anything mental that's going on for being obese besides the physical and the chemical?
There can be. So I always tell people that this is a multifactorial disease. It's going to require a multidisciplinary approach. It's not just about surgery. If I could just operate on somebody and the clouds would part and everything's normal again, that'd be great. But it's not. It's going to require a dietary transformation, understanding what they've been doing to their bodies through their diet to get them to this point. There's a lot of psychology that goes behind this. You know, I always tell people there's a difference between somebody who is 100 pounds overweight and somebody who is 400 pounds overweight with regards to psychology and the types of things that their friends and family around them are going to have to do to help them, you know, get through life and maintain that. So, you know, to different degrees for different people, but we certainly need to address this in every single patient.
You brought up family and friends. How important is support for those individuals?
Oh, I think it's paramount. You know, we are very quick to praise people when they lose weight, and we're very quick to judge people when they regain weight and so forth. And the family and friends to understand that this is not a disease of lifestyle choice, but this is a disease that can be due to genetics, can be due to metabolism, can be due to hormones and things like that, and that this is not an easy journey. One of the things I hear over and over again is, you know, I'm going to do this the real way. I'm not going to take the easy way out. I don't think there's a bariatric or weight loss surgery patient out there who will tell you there's anything easy about this journey. So their friends and family around them, understanding that is certainly paramount.
I'm speaking with Dr. Procter. We talk about TLC's new series, Dangerously Obese. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us on Morning Blend. I'm looking forward to watching this series. Thank you again.
Thanks for having me. Great talking to you.
Great talking to you.